The arena is electric, buzzing with anticipation, the air thick with the scent of sweat, excitement, and history in the making. Flags from Mexico and Puerto Rico ripple above the crowd as chants echo through the rafters, a symphony of expectation and national pride. In one corner stands Eric "Little Hands of Steel" Morel, a former flyweight champion whose career has been a masterclass in precision and resilience. At 36 years old, Morel carries the weight of experience, the calm demeanor of a fighter who has seen the highs and lows of boxing and emerged victorious. Across the ring, the young and undefeated challenger, Abner Mares, exudes intensity and determination, eyes locked on his target. He moves with a mix of speed and confidence, aware that tonight could define his trajectory in the super bantamweight division. The bell rings, and the fight begins. Mares immediately asserts himself, probing with jabs and tentative hooks, testing Morel's defenses, feeling out the veteran's timing. Morel, patient and measured, slips, rolls, and counters with sharp precision, reminding the crowd of his ring IQ. In the closing moments of the first round, Mares lands a heavy combination to the body, followed by a brief clinch that sends Morel staggering, a statement of intent. The crowd erupts in cheers and gasps, the first tremors of what will become a war of attrition. From the outset, it is clear, this fight will be as much about strategy and heart as it is about brute force. Every move, every feint, every jab carries weight, setting the stage for a battle that will test not only physical strength, but mental resilience. The atmosphere is electric, the fighters are ready, and the story of this night has only just begun. As the second round unfolds, the narrative of the fight begins to take shape. Mares, realizing the veteran's defensive skill, starts targeting the body with calculated punches, each shot intended to drain Morel's stamina while creating openings for his signature combinations. Morel, relying on experience, absorbs the punishment while searching for moments to counter, flicking sharp jabs and sneaky uppercuts that remind the crowd why he once held titles at the highest level. The tension in the arena grows with each exchange. Spectators rise to their feet, sensing that every landed punch could shift momentum in an instant. Mares presses forward relentlessly, pinning Morel against the ropes, and the younger fighter's speed and power begin to show cracks in Morel's defense. There's a rhythm to the bout, a pulse that beats in tandem with the crowd's reactions. As the third round progresses, Morel lands glimpses of brilliance, a perfectly timed counter here, the short hook there. But Mares' pressure is unyielding. By the fourth round, it becomes clear that Mares is not just testing Morel, he is dictating the pace, forcing the veteran into defensive maneuvers while landing increasingly heavy and precise shots. The audience is drawn into every swing, every slip, every counter. The story of youth challenging experience unfolds with cinematic intensity. Mares' punches carry intent and authority, while Morel's counters speak to resilience, the kind that only a champion with decades of experience can command. The early rounds establish a pattern, Mares with relentless aggression, Morel with measured counters, both fighters weaving a narrative of skill, strategy, and heart. By the end of the fourth, the fight has transformed into a chess match with fists. Each move carefully calculated, each exchange setting the stage for the drama to come. Entering the fifth round, the stakes rise dramatically. The pace intensifies as Mares begins to dominate the exchanges, his body shots weakening the veteran, and his uppercuts and looping rights punctuating his control. Morel, sensing the pressure, responds with desperation flurries, landing flashes of brilliance but unable to shift the momentum decisively. The crowd reacts with every landed shot, the atmosphere thick with tension, chants growing louder. Each corner screaming instructions that echo over the roar. Mares' precision is almost surgical, his punches finding their mark, with a rhythm that speaks to discipline, youth, and ambition. Morel's resilience is remarkable. He refuses to concede, countering with quick combinations, and sneaky hooks that remind everyone of his former glory. Yet, the narrative is increasingly clear. Mares is not merely fighting Morel. He is writing his own story tonight, a story of ascendancy, courage, and power. By the 7th round, fatigue begins to show on the veteran, each step heavier, each punch slightly less crisp, while Mares' strategy remains flawless, his energy controlled, his power growing with each passing round. This phase of the fight becomes a cinematic display of contrasts. The youthful aggressor imposing dominance, the experienced champion digging deep to survive. Every corner of the ring becomes a battlefield, every exchange a potential turning point. And the crowd senses the inevitability building. The tension reaches a fever pitch as both fighters push themselves to their limits, crafting a story of endurance, courage, and the relentless pursuit of victory that will be remembered long after the bell. The championship rounds arrive, and the intensity reaches a crescendo. Mares, sensing the finish, steps forward with a mixture of precision and power, targeting both head and body with combinations that tell a story of preparation, discipline, and raw determination. Morel, the veteran, digs deep, throwing everything he has left in search of a game-changing punch. Yet Mares' timing, defense, and speed continue to dominate the exchanges. The crowd is on its feet, the noise deafening, the tension palpable as each punch lands with cinematic impact. Uppercuts, hooks, and looping rights crash against Morel, whose resilience is heroic but increasingly insufficient. Mares controls the distance, dictating the pace, and in these final rounds, every punch tells a story. The story of a young champion asserting his place in boxing history. Morel lands. Moments of brilliance, countering with skillful hooks and straight rights, flashes that remind the world of the warrior he has always been. Yet, Mares' relentless aggression, combined with impeccable strategy, ensures the narrative of the fight is unmistakable. The arena trembles as the final round unfolds, each second stretching with suspense. Both fighters exchange punches, toe to toe, a culmination of years of training, ambition, and determination. Mares' combinations find their mark with surgical precision, while Morel's counters, though valiant, increasingly fall short. It is a cinematic clash of eras, the youth rising, the veteran resisting, the tension of legacy and ambition captured in every swing, every gasp of the crowd, every shout of encouragement from the corners. The bell rings. Silence. Then, eruption. The scores are announced, unanimous and decisive. Abner Mares is the new WBC Super Bantamweight champion of the world. The arena explodes in cheers as flags wave and the crowd rises to honor the victor. Mares, arms raised, basks in the glory of his triumph, a story written in sweat, skill, and determination. Morel, dignified in defeat, nods in respect, passing the torch to a new generation. Tonight was more than a fight. It was a cinematic tale of speed versus experience, youth versus resilience, power versus strategy. Every punch, every counter, every moment of drama has etched this battle into boxing history. Mares' rise is undeniable, a testament to preparation, ambition, and heart, while Morel's courage and skill reminded the world why he once reigned supreme. As fans leave, the echoes of the bell linger, the story of the fight told and retold, the drama, tension, and triumph immortalized. This night, this battle, this victory, Abner Mares has arrived, and Eric Morel, though defeated, has ensured that his legacy of toughness and heart remains untarnished. A warrior respected by all who bore witness.